Hi, I'm T-Roll. Welcome to T-Roll Reviews. Every studio has, pretty much one piece of gear that's by far the crappiest piece of equipment in their whole studio. And one manufacturer that's been trying really hard to capture this extremely coveted and hard to capture spot is Native Instruments. They've been working with this line called Machina. Machina is kind of like a groove box. It's got a lot of drum pads on the front. It's got some knobs and some flashing lights. But you had to plug it into your computer to make any sound. So is it a plug-in? Is it a groove box? Nobody really knows. So it's pretty crappy, but it wasn't the crappiest piece of equipment in your studio, really, because you could make some pretty good sound with it. So they finally come out with a successor to this concept. It's a standalone box. It doesn't require you to hook it up to your computer in order to make sound. This one's called the Native Instruments Electribe, and it's what we're going to be reviewing today. Okay, so let's power this up. And while it's powering up, you can already start to see one of the steps they've taken to make this one of the crappiest pieces of equipment in your studio. So right now, you can look at the Yamaha. You can see pretty clearly 10, 11, 12, whatever the writings are on the front of the unit. You can read it really easily. Same with the ASRX. Any kind of writing you can read. Something like a product from Roland, you can read the lettering. On the Electribe, you literally cannot read this stuff in any kind of lighting. So it's actually kind of cool. If your goal, I can't focus on that. If your goal is to not be able to read anything, this is definitely going to be the box for you. So what you do have, though, interestingly, it's kind of ironic, is you have a light on the bottom of the Electribe. The whole bottom is covered in lights that you can actually use as a reading light. So if you can see what's happening here, I'm holding the Electribe with one hand, and the lights are actually being used very effectively as a reading light for the book that's beneath it. Unfortunately, those reading lights are not located on the top, so you can read the lettering on the top of the unit itself. Okay, so as far as the sound, what I've got here is I got a pair of headphones, and I'm going to hit play on the Electribe, and then I'm going to hold the headphones up to the speaker, because I feel like this is the most realistic test of how the box really sounds. So most people are going to listen to this thing with headphones or through speakers, and so there. Can you hear that? I mean, it's basically the same, crappy, groove box, MC307 sound that I was making back in 1995. The main advantage of this is you can do it with battery powered. You can spend $500 on it today without being able to read any of the letters, and operate it with a smaller space on battery power. Okay, so let's show a little bit about how to edit the sounds, I guess. So I'm going to hold the headphones up again so you can hear what I'm doing. So basically I've created an init pattern. It's basically zeroing out the pattern. You go into trigger mode here, and you can select the various sounds. I'm just going to pick that sound. Hit play. I don't know, go into sequencer mode and sort of, use the box. Use it the way it was intended to be used, and you're already getting kind of pissed off because it sounds so horrible. Okay, then you adjust the different kinds of sounds from one basically crappy sound to another one. Then you got your pitch adjustment here. I literally don't know why you'd want to do this pitch thing. And then if that's not crappy enough for you, I mean, it actually doesn't, it really doesn't matter which knobs you turn or what direction. It all sounds just horrible. And basically, yep, sounds worse, okay. Yeah, so it sounds really bad. Then you go over here, you want to get rid of that sound, so you pull on the filter, maybe up the resonance a little bit so you get some kind of a cute little resonance sound. Add in some modulation, something to kind of make it sound crappy in a different way. That's the best way I could describe it. And then once you kind of got that dialed in, you get over to this amp, add the envelope or something. I don't really know what this stuff does or why you'd really want to ever edit it. By the time you get over there, to that end of the box, you're so angry, you're so upset about things because things just get worse sounding and worse sounding the more time you spend with the box that you know, I don't know. It's just it's maddening. It's horrible. It's the most horrible thing. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is replace as many of the sounds in here as you can with another box. So around the back you've got cables to help you do that. You can't really read this because you can't read anything on this. The labeling is really hard to read. So power, headphones, you've got MIDI on these little kind of headphone jacks. I don't know how that works. And then the MIDI goes to like another synthesizer, and then the sound from that goes back in to the audio in, so you could kind of replace it. So what you do here, let me just take you through a little example, is you're going to take, so I got this basic pattern that we've been working on. So, okay, it sounds pretty horrible. Let's make it sound horrible, you know, with more of a beat to it. So let's just go into record mode, and, you know, countdown. Okay, so you got a crappy beat, and then that's that. And then I got the keyboard hooked up so that when you play notes here, it'll trigger on one of the pads over there. So there, you can see the pad that's triggering right there. And so what you do is you just go into record mode. Well, go to record mode, and you basically play something, and it's recorded that into that pad right there. Okay, so now when I play it back, it's showing up there. I can go into my part mute, and I can turn that off. Why would I want to do that? It's the only good sound in the whole pattern, so there we go. Okay, what you can do is select that track, and then from then you can use whatever, you know, you can add an insert effect. I don't know. Maybe a delay. And those also will go through the master effects. Let's dial in a master effects here. Incredibly difficult to use. There, let's change the master effects to like a reverb. And let's mute everything else here. So you got that synthesizer playing. So you get that kind of stuff. So it actually doesn't sound that bad if you turn it off and play an entirely different synthesizer instead. So probably my biggest complaint about the Electribe is it doesn't come with its own garbage can. You have to supply that yourself. So thanks for watching, everyone. This has been another T-Roll.